as you can tell, X Factor rant. The first thing I'm quite angry about in terms of the X Factor is news in terms of Gamu Niriguru. In terms of her, is that yeah, I didn't think she was a good singer. I'm sure people will hate me for that. I do still think that Tracy was much better. But what I think is ridiculous is the amount of hype it's got as a result of her leaving and the whole story about deportation. And as a result, there are certain people who have sort of like the media in certain that are quite annoying in this aspect because they've sort of bigged it up a bit and made it worse than it actually was. And what I have to say in terms of this is it's utterly ridiculous, and the fact that she even said I'm going to have a firing squad on me today is ridiculous. And I think one of the quotes she said that there is a firing squad waiting for us there and they're putting me in front of. First thing about that statement here that I just said was I think it's ridiculous. I think she wouldn't go back to Zimbabwe anyway because of all the troubles with Robert Mugabe. But I think that what's funny about the situation is the fact that Robert Mugabe, if she did go back, should probably be getting her back to say, oh look, the English people have basically made her leave and get her into this country because then we can exploit the English, etc. And I think it could cause a war in terms of that context, but I think it's a bit stupid. I think this whole media thing has gone out of proportion. I think people need to grow up slightly, and to be honest, she's out of X Factor. She's no longer likely to come back in, so end of story. Don't need to carry on with that story. Okay, in terms of the rest of X Factor, I'm not a great big fan. I don't enjoy it personally. I think it's a bit ridiculous. It's I don't know, 7th, 8th, 9th, I don't know how long it's been going on, but I think it's too repetitive and it's been on too long. The whole system is the same, it's just boring, it's repetitive, and to be honest, I've had enough of it. Get off ITV! Do you know what I have to say to it? This! In terms of the acts, they're all same old. You've got the ridiculous groups, you've got weird over 25s, over 28s, whatever. Wagner, I don't know why he's even there. In fact, he was probably the most entertaining person there, and I don't even like it. And apart from that, it's a bit same old, just like I said before. I think it's just out of hand now. It's got boring, and I don't want to repeat myself here, but TV and film this week. First thing I'm going to say is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 is not going to be in 3D. I think that is excellent because I've been raving and ranting all the time about the fact that films in 2D that put films into 3D always end up rubbish. And to be honest, it's good because I have not really watched not a lot of Harry Potter, but to be honest, what I do have to say is films that go into 2D to 3D are always, like I've said. Next film news. If you hadn't heard already, but there was an impersonator of Johnny Depp that actually sneaked onto the set of Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger's Tides. I think it is classic, and I think this is funny how this man could just walk into the set and just get away with it. What I think is exciting is the fact that Torchwood have just released their new name for their Series 4, and I love Torchwood very much, and its name is Torchwood: The New World. It's going to be set in England and America, so it could be interesting, but it does have the influence of the Americans, so it could be bad, it could be good. Thank you for watching this X Factor rant and the news at the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe. And please don't come up to me and say about the X Factor, or else I'll get you with my claws! Oh, by the way, the Red Sox has nothing to do with it, it's just the only inflatable bat I actually have.